Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute since I put a video out. You guys are probably wondering, where was I? Guys, November was just the craziest month for me. I had so much going on last month, guys. I don't know what I was thinking. So at the beginning of the month, I ended up getting sick. And then I lost my voice, which made it hard for me to put out YouTube videos. After that, I had classes. I finished my pricing class. I had an in-person class. Look at the pictures, guys. I had my first in-person class. And then I also had some one-on-one classes and some small events. Guys, November was just crazy. I started decorating my church for the holidays. So that's what you're going to see in this video. I want to show you some behind the scenes, okay? So let's get into the setup, guys. And then make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video so that I can give you guys some tips on decorating your Christmas trees. All right? So let's get started. All right, guys. So I'm going to walk you through decorating this Christmas tree as much as I can, step by step. This is what the tree looks like before I fluff it out. And as you can see, there are some gaps in here. So I'm going to try to fluff this tree out as much as I can to get rid of these gaps, okay? So now let me take a step back so that you can see the whole tree. This tree is about 7.5 feet tall. Now that I'm done fluffing out the tree, I'm gonna add my ribbon. I got this one from At Home, and this is a tan color because that's what they wanted. They wanted a tan neutral tree. I got this lace ribbon from Michaels. I just love the way that this one looks. And then last but not least, I have a burlap ribbon that I got from At Home, which I think will look really nice with these colors in this room, okay? Guys, let me show you this ribbon. I just love the way it looks. I added the lace ribbon. I put that on top of the burlap ribbon, and it looks so good together. So now let me show you. I am going to add my toppers to the tree next. I got a few things that I want to put on top of the tree. So let me show you. I have these picks and sprays that I got from Michaels. So this one, it's not a white color, it's like an off-white color. So these are some beads that I got. And then I have some champagne beaded sprays as well. And then I also have this topper, which looks a little bit rustic, right? Because I don't want this tree to look too feminine. It is for my pastor's suite, and he's a man. So I don't want it to look too feminine, okay? I will show you guys these flowers. I got these from Walmart, but I'm probably not going to use them. I don't think they go with the tree. The last step with this tree is I'm going to add my ornaments. As you can see here, I have some white and champagne colored ornaments. And then I also have, let me show you. So I have these ornaments as well. So these are like a brown kind of gold color, but they're not too feminine. So I really like this. And then I have extra of the champagne beads, these beaded sprays that I'm going to add. And then let me show you over here. I have more stuff. I brought these flowers, these champagne colored flowers from Michaels. So I'm going to add these sporadically throughout the tree. And this is going to be my tree collar that I'm going to put on the bottom. I found this burlap tree collar at Home Depot. This is perfect. All right, guys. So now it's time to work on the second tree in this pastor suite. Okay. Now, I'm not going to walk you guys through this one step by step because I already did that with the first tree, and I'm just going to do the same exact thing with this tree. But this one looks slightly different. This is a taller tree and it's definitely wider. Okay. Now, here's all of the stuff that I have to start decorating this tree. I'm also going to be decorating this table. So you're going to see I'm going to put some table decorations on this wooden table here. But my challenge, guys, is that I have to decorate with the same exact decorations and I have to make these two trees look very similar. Okay. Now, let me just show you these ornaments that I got from Michaels. Look at these. These are going to go perfectly. So that was the pastor's suite at my church. Let me know what you guys think. I just loved those decorations, and everything matched. Like it matched with all the decorations and everything that was in the pastor's suite. Like it went perfectly. Guys, let me tell you, when it comes to decorating Christmas trees, I just want to give you guys some tips, okay? Because I'm starting to get questions from you guys on how to do this and how to do that. Now, next year, hopefully in 2025, I can actually do a class and some tutorials on my channel for you guys. In the meantime, I want to give you guys some tips. So number one, when I'm decorating my Christmas trees, I always use ribbon. Like I cannot decorate my Christmas trees with just ornaments or just lights. I absolutely have to have ribbon. Ribbon for me is what fills in the Christmas tree, okay? So for me, I always have to have ribbon, and that's the first thing that I put on my Christmas trees. So when I'm shopping for ribbon, I typically go to Michael's or at home. I'm trying to think, is there any other place? You could go to Hobby Lobby as well, or if you have like a Christmas decoration store in your area, you can go there. But I always like to pick out 2 different types of ribbon, okay? And then I put that down my tree first. The second tip that I want to give you is that I always get different sized bulbs. So I'll get big ornaments, and then I'll get small ornaments, and then I'll get some really tiny ornaments. And that helps me to fill in the gaps, okay? So I like to get different size ornaments to really decorate my tree. The last tip that I'll give you when it comes to decorating your Christmas tree, guys, I really don't shop on Amazon when it comes to my Christmas tree decorations. I have found that you get a better deal if you go into the stores, okay? Now, sometimes there's things that I can't find in the stores, so I will shop on Amazon. So make sure you check the links in the description of this video. I'm gonna give you guys the link to that garland that I put on the table, that leaf garland. I got that off of Amazon. And plus, I got the placemats, and I got a couple of other things from Amazon. So I'll put that in the description. But for the most part, guys, I go to Michael's, I go to At Home. Sometimes I'll go to the Dollar Tree, but this year, my Dollar Tree did not have anything. And if you live by a Hobby Lobby, you could always go there. So for me, I like to shop in the stores because you get a better deal than on Amazon. If you guys have any questions on how I decorate, or if you're interested in signing up for one of my classes, make sure you check the description of this video for that, because I have my 2025 class schedule on my website, okay? So you could just head over there and sign up for a class. If you have any other questions, please let me know, and I'll see you in my next video.